Hello game devs, welcome back to another GDevelop 5 tutorial. So today I will be showing you how to create a dunk ball game in GDevelop 5. So as usual, let's have a preview of what this game would look like once we're done. So preview. So here we go. This is what a dunk ball game looks like. You have to catch balls. It's actually a basketball game. So you have to catch every single one of them, prevent them from falling. Oh, I just missed like two right now. Okay, so that is okay. Here we go. So this is what we will be creating today. Minimize, open GDevelop. So if you're new to GDevelop is an easy to use game creator with no programming language to learn. And also if you're a beginner, you can check the description of this video. There is a link which should take you to a tutorial I made some time back, which should help you. Okay, so create a new project. Let's scroll to the bottom. Empty game. Okay, so I think I would start creating empty games because it helps people learn, understand, to develop better. So add a new scene. I will rename the scene dunk ball. Okay, that's perfect. Open that up. Okay, so let's give this a background color. Right click, scene properties. Here we go, scene background color. We'll give this white. Okay, so now we need to add in some objects. Add a new object, sprite. Add an animation, add. Okay, so let's open a hoop up. Okay, I will give that object name hoop. Okay, so let's give this let's center the points. Here we go. Okay, that's perfect. Close. We don't need a behavior for this, so apply. Now let's add in the ball. Add new object, sprite. Sorry, that's a cloud sprite. Delete. Okay, so let's add in an object, a new object, sprite. Add an animation, add. Okay, so here we go. Set this name ball behavior. So we will give this 3 behaviors. Add a behavior. We need to give this a platformer character behavior. Uncheck default controls. We don't want a ball being controlled. So check that. We also need to give this a destroy when outside of screen behavior. Okay, so destroy once outside of screen to prevent our game from lagging. And also we need one more behavior, which will be the tween behavior. Smoothly animates position, angle, scale, which we will be using the scale. Okay, so tween, we don't need to have to configure anything, and apply. So now let's add in some objects which will serve as a net hit, sprite, an animation, edit with Pisco. Okay, so here we go. I'll just give this a color. Okay, let's something like this, and paste, and name that net underscore hit. Save. We also need to give this an object name, net underscore hit. Behaviors. We don't need a behavior, so apply. Okay, let's just duplicate this. Close. Duplicate. This will be our net hit 2, and I will rename this net hit 1. And also we need to add in one more 2 more objects. Add new objects, sprites, add an animation, edit with Pisco. Okay, so just paste this here and name this score underscore box. So this will be the score box. Save. Okay, here we go. Score underscore box. We still don't need a behavior here, and now we need to add one more text which will serve us our score. So that would be initial text 0 size, let's say 40, color black, bold, object name, score. Okay, so now let's position this in the scene. So hoop, I will position this, let's say about 400 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis 550. Okay, here we go, 550. Now for bow, okay, we don't need this in the scene, so I'll just take this out. We will use events to create the bow, so we don't need that in the scene. So for new hits, we need to set this on the x-axis, which will be our hit 2. We need to set this on the x-axis of 440, and on the y-axis of 506. Okay, so an angle of 18 and a width, that's a custom size, width of 5 and a height of 89, custom size. So there we go. Okay, I will explain why we're using this later along the line. Pull this into the scene. X-axis, which will be our net hit 1, x-axis 355, y-axis 500. Okay, so angle, so we need this is angle 164, and for the width 5, and for the height 89, custom size. So there we go. Okay, I will just take this back, sorry about that. 500 and 355. Okay, so that is, okay, that's perfect. Okay, so let's center our ballpoint, edit object, edit point. We need to give this, center this. So here we go, that's centered, apply. Okay, let's pull our score into the scene. I will position this, let's say position of, let's go to the top, zoom out, and zoom out. Let's move up, and here we go. So position this somewhere around here. I think that's okay. And now for score box, position that somewhere around here. So this a player must be in collision with this before it adds to a player's score. So we want this to be directly under our net. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go to our events. Dunk ball events. Let's add an empty event. Okay, now let's make a hoop move horizontally by following the mouse. So add an action, position, the X position of hoop, modification sign set to value mouse X open close bracket. If we were using an object, we would add a full stop here, but since this is not an object, this is the mouse, we don't need a full stop there. This is the mouse X. Okay, so preview. Here we go. As you can see, it moves with on the x-axis following the mouse. Now that follows the mouse, so we need to set our net hit object to follow the hoop. The net hit would serve as an obstacle to prevent the escape of the ball and make sure the ball only comes in through the hoop. So close this, add an empty event, add an action. We need to place this, put an object around another, put the object which would be net 1, put net 1 center object hoop, the put net 1 around hoop with an angle of 0 degrees and with a distance of minus 50. So if this is placed at minus 50, to set the inverse of this, which we have our net hits here, and set the inverse, we need to change this from a minus 50 to a plus 50, and so we can just leave that blank by removing the 5, so just set that to 50. Preview. So here we go. Okay, something's not right. Something's not right. Let's fix that up. Okay, so here we go. Net hit 2. Okay, preview. Okay, so as you can see, it follows the hit bar. It follows hoop. So that follows the hoop. Now let's fill in some events and make the score box follow the hoop directly at the bottom. This is the score box directly at the bottom of the hoop. So close that. Add an empty event. Add an action. position. So x position of an object, x position of score box, modification sign set to value. Let's set a value which will be mouse x open close the bracket. Okay, preview. So here we go. As you can see, okay, something's not right. We need this to be centered. Dunk ball. So we need to center the points of our score box. Edit objects, edit points. Here we go. So let's move our point to the middle, close to the center, apply, preview. So here we go. Now you see it's centered. Our ball must go through the net. We are being collision with this before it scores the players. So now we need our ball to be created after a certain period of time, then a force added to the ball. Close that. Dunk ball events. Add an empty event. Okay, add a condition. Scene timer. Here we go. Value of a scene timer. Timing seconds. 0.50. We don't want 1 second. This is the duration it takes to create a new ball. So we want something about 0.50. Okay, fine. Scene timer's name. I'll name this respawn. Okay. Now add an action. Create object. So create the object which will be ball. Create the object ball at the x position, which will be a random in range. You can find that right here. Random. I can give the random integer in range of the minimum value of 100 and the maximum value of 600. Okay, so there we go. And on the y position, we need something about 200. Okay, so base layer, that's the only layer we have in our game presently. Okay, so now let's fill in the move ball, which will be add a force. Okay, so add a force to ball. On the x-axis, we also need a random in range. Here we go, random integer in range, minimum value of 0 and maximum value of 800. Apply. Okay, on the y-axis 100 and a permanent force. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. This on right here. Add the force with. Okay. We need to add the force move towards a position. Object ball x position. This speed. Okay, here we go. Speed 150, and that's a permanent force. Okay. So now let's add an action. Reset the scene timer. Here we go. We're supposed to have a reset. Here. Reset a scene timer. Reset a scene timer of, let's say, respawn. Okay, add an action. We also need to reset the scene timer of let's just name this upwards. Okay, preview. So here we go. Now as you can see, it's creating this at a random position. So now let's make sure ball falls down. Close that. Add an empty event. Okay, so add a condition. Scene timer, value of a scene timer. Here we go. Value of a scene timer, timing seconds, 2 seconds. Timer's name, upwards. Okay, so the timer upwards is greater than 2 seconds. Add an action, behavior. So we need to activate a behavior, activate ball behavior, which is the platform object behavior activate behavior? Yes. Okay, so preview. So here we go. Since our ball is falling down now, so we need to have a ball falling down. So now we have a ball falling down, which is perfect, but we need to add some depth to the ball by scaling it down to make it look far and scaling it up to make it look close. So close this minimize add an empty fence, add an action. We'll be using the twin, so this is why we gave it a twin behavior. So twin, we need to twin a skill. Let's add a skill twin. Here we go. Add a skill twin to the object ball twin identifier. I will name this ball underscore twin. Sorry about that. Here we go. So ball twin to scale x, which will be 2, scale y to ease in sign. Okay, is in sign duration of 100. Okay. Okay, so add an empty fence, add a condition, height. There is something around here. Sorry, scale. Okay, scale on the y-axis, the scale of ball on the y-axis set to values compared to, and also the height, which will be also need to get the width scale. Paste. So the width scale is also set to 2. Add an action. We need to stop the twin. To stop the twin, object ball twin identifier ball underscore twin. Jump to end no. Okay, so preview. So there we go. We add some depth to our game using the scale principle. Now let's make our game much more realistic. Let's add some rotation to the ball. Close that. Add an empty vent. Add a condition. Rotate. Okay, so rotate ball angular speed. Let's get a random in range. Okay, so random integer in range, minimum value of 20 and a maximum value of 40. Apply. Okay. Preview. So there we go. As you can see, it's rotating. So that's the rotation. It makes the game much more realistic. Now we need to prevent the overlapping of the balls when created. Close that, add an empty fence. So add an action. We have the separate action. Sorry, separate two objects. Separate ball from the second object ball. Okay, preview. There we go. Now the balls don't overlap anymore. Now we need to make the net object serve as an object for collision by using the separates two objects action. As you can see, this passes right through the net at any point. So close that. Add an empty vent. Add an action. Separate. Okay, separate the object ball from object net 1. That will be the first, and just copy that, paste from the object net 2. Preview. As you can see now, it goes through the middle. Okay, so there we go. Now the ball can no longer get into the net from the side. Next up, we need to add the score system. So we already have an object. So sorry, add an empty vent. Okay, I'll just create multiple vents. Okay, so this at the top. So add a condition, collision. collision. So the object's ball is in collision with the object's score box. Okay, add the trigger ones. You must always use the trigger ones. So once the ball is in collision with the score box, let's get a scene variable out here. Value for scene variable. Let's create a scene variable. We'll give this score. Apply modification sign. Set to score. Sorry, modification sign. Add a value of 1. Okay. Now add an empty event. So okay, we already have multiple events here. So add an action. Let's modify the text. Modify the text of score. Modification sign. Set to value. We need a toString right here. toString. Open the bracket. Variable. Open the bracket. Now you fill in the scene variable here, which is score, the exact, and close both bracket. Okay, preview. So there we go. Now once a ball goes through the hoop, it's in collision with the score box, which adds to the score. So to make our game look really good, we need to hide some objects. Okay, so add an action, hide the object. Means hide the object net hits 2. Add an action, hide the object net hits 1. Okay, add an action, hide the object score box. Okay, preview. So there we go. This looks really perfect. It looks like a dunk hoop game. There we go. So that's how to create a dunk hoop game in GDevelop 5. Thanks for watching.